Hello, it's me, Dr. Muhsinah Morris, and I am back with another episode of Beyond Reality. This episode is so special because I am recording this episode from San Diego, California at the ASU GSV Summit. The theme for this year was Here Comes the Sun. It's all about what's on the horizon in education at the intersections of technology, policy, programming, marketing, you name it. If it's at the intersection and it touches education, it's here. And so I want to discuss all of the wonderful things that I have learned while being here, but some amazing outcomes that have come from being here as well. So some of the things that I really want to talk about are what is it that I do, right? What is a metaversity? What is a metaversity director? What does XR mean? What are all these terms that build up this infrastructure of the metaverse? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the things that we've accomplished at our metaversity, and then how to really unlock and scale this to other educators through professional development, and how you can sign up to work with me to be a part of our first pilot cohort. So here we go. The metaverse has the potential to revolutionize education by providing inclusive and accessible immersive learning experiences. I want to emphasize the importance of diverse perspectives in the development of immersive technologies, especially since Meta has just launched their education product for the Quest devices. This is so important, and this was a huge announcement coming from Meta, who is one of our partners in our metaversity. We need logistical device management to be able to maintain, manage the devices, the apps, keep the updates. Everything is changing so fast that it is such a bear to deal with. And I am pre this product. This product doesn't launch until August, okay? But they've had Meta for Business for enterprise customers, and now they're using that, and they have piloted that with educators, and they are rolling it out so that it can specifically address the needs of educators, not just in higher education, but in K-12 and all these other education training programs that use the Quest headsets. So this is such an important step and such an important move in the right direction for Meta. I am so proud that they are actually taking an active interest in the education space, because mass adoption, in my estimation, in my opinion, in my expertise as a futurist, depends on the ability to get this into the schools, in the hands of our youth, in the hands of the creatives of the future, in the hands of our educators, so that they can proficiently and effectively deliver content to students in this space. And so there was a lot of conversation around the potential of XR to enhance K-12 and higher education, as well as to address the teacher shortage by leveraging artificial intelligence and these XR tools to be able to reach these rural areas. Obviously, there's going to be also a need for telecommunications. I was able to solve that problem at Morehouse by creating partnerships with T-Mobile to provide network connectivity with 5G. And they are an important player in this environment as the largest provider of 5G across the globe. And so that is an important technology to also talk about in terms of reach. How do we reach these communities where there is not the connectivity that we may need to run these robust applications. And so we will talk more about that. But at the conference, at the fireside chats with Maxine Williams, the Chief Diversity Officer of Meta, Alex Schwartzel, she is over the Center for AI for Jobs for the Future, or JFF, and they had a robust discussion about how we can really make an impact in education through immersive learning experiences. I call these immersive learning experiences and the pedagogical approach to this metaversive teaching and learning. So as I talk through all of these experiences, I want you to remember that we are talking about, first and foremost, how to create a community of practice to reach marginalized groups, but also others who may not be able to travel directly to me or have me travel to them to get the professional development that they need. And we already have wonderful EdTech partners to help us provide this professional development as a conduit, because they have 120 metaversities that they've cultivated, Morehouse being the first, and that's Victory XR. And so we want to be able to prioritize workforce development to provide practical experiences and opportunities for educators. And so there is this huge need to improve teacher training and supports so that we can enhance student outcomes. And so we've done pilot studies at Morehouse that have shown teacher and educator well-being is directly correlated to student achievement. So how can we integrate all of these wonderful emerging technologies into education, especially using extended reality technologies such as the MetaQuest 3 in order to do that? Because that's what I've been using, the Quest 2 and the 3. So here we go. Who am I? I am the world's first metaversity director. So you've been sitting here listening to me for a few minutes, but I'm the world's first metaversity director. Metaversity being METAVERSITY. What is a metaversity, you might think? It's the combination of metaverse and university. So what is the metaverse? The metaverse is a real-time 3D experience that can take place in any type of extended reality device, depending on your level of immersion. What I deal with in my craft is virtual reality and mixed reality devices. And I'll explain those acronyms in just a second. But let me go to the metaverse really quickly. The metaverse is just the embodiment of the internet. So if you want to think about jumping into a shopping experience in a web browser versus going into and being able to try on the shoes, try on the clothes on your avatar or on yourself if you have AR that's driving it. That is the metaverse. It's these interconnected, shared, immersive experiences through platforms. It is still evolving. It is still growing. It is still changing. We're still developing the technologies that will build the infrastructure of it. But think of it in terms of it's the embodiment of the internet. Now, a university obviously is a higher education institution, post-secondary institution where you could get a degree, right? A bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD. And so higher education institution, even associate's degrees. So, because we do have community colleges, technical colleges, and vocational colleges. And so when we're talking metaversity, I'm talking about higher learning institutions, post-secondary institutions that provide training and upskilling for professionals. And the metaversity is a space where you can do that and have presence in these virtual worlds, in these real-time 3D worlds that are typically built on the Unity platform, or they're built using Unreal Engine. Those are the two majors, but it is a platform that is used to help build these virtual worlds, right? So that's the metaversity part. How does it work? So I'm the director of the program, also an instructor in the program. I started by teaching my advanced inorganic chemistry course in the metaverse in the spring of 2021. What does that mean? We shipped headsets around the globe to our students at Morehouse College, MetaQuest 2 headsets. We trained them on basically how to get into the headset and that kind of thing over Zoom. And then once they're set up, it's a get your avatar to class kind of situation where students show up as their avatar selves every day. And we made virtual reality the classroom for our students. I'm glad we did that, because we could have just done it as an enhancement. But what we found was so great. 11.9% increase in student achievement, no learning losses, 0 withdrawals from classes, 10 percentage points increase in attendance. So students had a better experience. We just did a Baton global study with Victor XR and other institutions who have metaversities. And what we found in this large study, first of its kind ever done, is that students do much better with 5 or more touches or experiences in their headsets. How are they going to get that experience? They need an educator facilitator, a subject matter expert still in that space, because it's a synchronous learning environment that has an asynchronous component. So how do we get that many more touches where virtual reality can be the classroom? Upskill the professionals. We have to make sure that they understand what the metaverse is, why it's important, how it can potentially change the trajectory of achievement for their students. Literally, how can it help their students meet these student learning outcomes, meet the needs of the student, the district, the parents, all the stakeholders, hit these standards, all of these things. So the metaverse is going to be important. It may not be what we can figure out right now, but Generation Alpha will live in it, will play in it, will work in it, will change it, will develop it. It is a malleable, still product, basically. And it will change. And so this is going to be an iterative process. And why wouldn't you want to be the forefront? Why wouldn't you want to design the future? I want to design the future. So here we go. Acronyms for XR. XR, extended reality. VR. Okay, so XR is the umbrella. Okay. VR, virtual reality, is when you're completely immersed in a head-mounted display, and when you enter into this head-mounted display, are in a completely digitally simulated real-time 3D world where you can explore, learn, experience, meditate, do all of these wonderful things that you do, shop, play, exercise, but you are completely shut off from the external world while in that distraction-free head-mounted display. Artificial reality. So many people are like, I don't know what AR is. Y'all keep talking about this augmented stuff. I don't know. And then I'm like, Pokemon Go. And they're like, oh. And I'm like, have you ever used a filter on Snapchat? Oh. Have you ever used a filter? Yes. So you've augmented reality. Have you ever tried to see if your chair would fit in a space? If you were using Amazon? Oh, yeah. Oh, augmented reality. So that is a way for you to use your mobile devices, tablets, in order to augment the world around you. So while you're in the area where you are also able to augment, modify, change all of what is happening in the real world. So that's augmented reality. And then mixed reality is a combination of VR and AR. So you can have, we call it pass through, right? Where you can see what's around you, but if you need to, you can shut yourself off from the whole world. And this is so very important because there's so many tasks that you want to do that are in the world around you. You want to just be able to be safe and be able to see and be able to not feel as if you're confined. It helps a lot with claustrophobia for people who have real trouble with adjusting to that space, just getting their mind wrapped around it. I think it would be really, really good for people who are neurodivergent as well, to have an idea of what's reality versus what is not, and making that connection. So that's really, really important. And mixed reality devices like the MetaQuest 3 are important for learners to be able to learn in the school building, in their space, especially like with chemistry, because you can do your experiments in the lab with instructions being fed to you, procedures being fed to you, without holding a lab notebook, and get the work done that you need to get done in partnership with the people around you. Able to see your environment, to be safe, but also to do the experiments without having all of the other kind of components just cluttering up the space, you not really knowing what to do. And it helps teachers who are in the space be able to manage their students better, because they could also see their students in the space. So that mixed reality is so important. But there are other emerging technologies that also hold up the infrastructure of the metaverse. Artificial intelligence, which is like all the rage, right? So generative AI has created such a buzz. Thank you, OpenAI, for that. And so because artificial intelligence, which has been around forever, and you've been taking part of it, the iterative rollout into the public forever, and just haven't really paid much attention to it while you're saying, hey, Google, or hey Siri, or hey anybody, you are basically using narrow artificial intelligence. And so you've been a part of this algorithmic evolution, as I would call it, to what we see now, where generative AI is on your phone and you're able to use it and train it. So artificial intelligence will be very important for this, in terms of AI agents of any kind in this space. Web 3 is going to be very important. The embodiment of the internet, this decentralized, autonomous, having some type of ability to have more autonomy over your experience in the web, on the web, and then blockchain. So making sure that what you do is yours, you have ownership, and it lives forever in this space. That also is going to be important for making sure that you have longevity and sustainability of programs and information. And so all of those things are going to hold up the infrastructure of the metaverse, along with telecommunications and networking and all of those other things that will come with the evolution of it. Why am I excited about this? I'm excited about this because there have been so many accomplishments that we've had at Morehouse, particularly that we've had well over 15 faculty within our institution, but faculty from all over the globe that we have trained, we've done demo activations with, we have done in conjunction with Victory XR, we have done with other institutions literally for 3 years. And we now want to make sure that educators have the opportunity to leverage all of our painstaking problem-solving troubleshooting that has happened to create content in this space that is relevant, culturally responsive, culturally relevant, culturally appropriate, and is tethered to the student learning outcomes in our discipline, and have done it across all disciplines. So I'm a chemist, but we've done it in biology, in history, in English, in education, in sociology, in Africana studies, in business, and in education. So we have cultivated in journalism across disciplines what can be done in this space. And we've also done outreach in K-12 with a lab school, Utopian Academy for the Arts, which helped me really develop this professional development for faculty by allowing me to train their K-12 faculty and to enroll them in a program of mindfulness practice to get them acclimated to the space and to focus on educator well-being still during the end part of COVID, where we were still in this hybrid kind of state. But I knew that, and I recognized that teacher well-being and educator well-being is going to be so important to the healthy development of our students and student well-being and student achievement. And we were overlooking that. We were top down, let's mandate it from the administrative level, bottom up, the student pedagogical approach that works best. And we mandate that for educators. How unfair is that? That you're like the man in the middle that is running the show. That like if literally every educator walked out today, people would be sick and not know what to do. Because they would be, it would be worse than a COVID lurch. At least you had educators on the other side of the screen, whether it was effective or not. But imagine if you didn't have any at all. If every one person, individualized person, was responsible for the education of their own people that they created or people in their communities without any expertise, without any patience, without any training, without any evidence-based anything to do anything with. That's what we need to think about when we think about the value of an educator. An educator who makes everybody everything. Everybody everything. Everybody everything. Educators make everybody everything. So why aren't we pouring into them? Building them up. Building up our education system. Making it literally accessible to everyone. You cannot do that unless you train and cultivate and grow and create communities of practice and safe spaces for educators to thrive. And I'm going to create that safe space. So, how do you unlock my educator training? I call it opportunistic reality, or OR. I know we've had a lot of acronyms, right? XR, AR, MR, VR, but now OR. So OR is opportunistic reality. And I have a signature program to help you as an educator unlock your meta aura, your opportunistic reality algorithm. And I'm rolling it out as a pilot program to be able to train professional educators. If you're an administrator and you want to know, if anybody who has a headset needs a lower barrier of entry into this new space to be able to reach their students more effectively, whether you're K-12, your higher education faculty, I want to be able to help you to do this. And I've been doing this through my consulting company for a while, but now I want to do it for everyone. And so I want to make sure that you have access to it. So you can sign up at unitethemetaverse.com, and in the tab where it says comment, you want to comment professional development cohort. And then click the button and bam, that's on the contact us submission form. I will plug you into the email list for the cohort that is coming up next. So if you are an innovative educator who wants to get in this space, who wants proper professional development from someone who's done it, then let's do this thing and contact me. Just go to Unite the Metaverse, contact us, put professional development there, sign you up for the cohort, bam. You'll be ready, you're locked in, and you'll have everything that you need to succeed and to make a decision about whether you want to level up and skill up and upskill yourself as an educator to be able to impact students for a lifetime in a way that resonates with them, in a way that is important to them, and will continue to make them thrive in an environment where we don't know what the future of work is at all. We have no idea. So it is extremely important for me to create this safe space for educators. And after being at this summit this week, being able to hear literally not just from educators, but also from Meta, also from other companies, also from people in the intersection doing workforce development, that, hey, we need more training of educators. Dr. Morris, how can you train our educators? Can you train our educators? The National Education Association asked, hey, but what about professional development for educators? And Maxine Williams was like, hey, Dr. Morris is the one you want to go to. So everybody, I am available for helping you grow as a professional, as an educator. I'm going to be using my 20 plus years of experience in education as a K-12 certified science teacher in the state of Georgia, as someone who teaches our exceptional child in the classroom, as an autism mom who has used diverse strategies, as well as an instructor to accommodate the neurodivergent individuals that are on our campuses and in our classrooms. I've also been teaching this Intro to XR in Education course to pre-service instructors for the last 2 years, and it has tremendously made a difference in the perspectives of our education majors. So I want to keep the party going, and I want to make sure that everyone has access to me and to the platform that we use and all of the things that they need so that they could be effective educators, because to be honest, it is so necessary. And since there's so many mandates on educators to have to teach CS, computer science, or some kind of tech education in schools, it is now becoming necessary for educators to have the proper professional development. If it took 5 touches to truly get complete proficiency for students and enthusiasm for them to want to do so much more, it's going to take a little bit more for us to level up our educators who are not Generation Alpha, Gen Z. They're not them. But that's fine, because we're facilitators we have wisdom. We have experience. Our future still needs us. Digital natives don't know what they don't know, and they don't know what they need without us. They don't understand how to ethically roll out all of the things that are happening around them. We have the wisdom. So we've got to make sure that we're proficient and professional. And I'm excited about it. I am excited about restoring joy to educators all over the globe and restoring joy into our education system and making sure that We are the best that we can be because humanity just can't wait. And I can't wait. So, what's beyond reality? Having a technically trained education workforce in all disciplines that can deliver instruction in this changing landscape of emerging technologies. And I'm excited to offer that to you. So go to unitethemetaverse.com, click contact us, and put your information in for me, your email, your name, and in that comment box, make sure that you put professional development cohort. Okay? And I'll see you in the metaverse at our metaversive teaching and learning professional development program. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to share. I'm so excited to be facilitating this and to be a conduit for this type of experience for educators. I'm excited about what we're going to do mentally, physically, emotionally, getting you so ready to have so much more fun than you've ever had in education. So let's go. UniteTheMetaverse.com, professional development, sign up, and look out in your emails for the announcement for when we're going to start this cohort. Take care and be well.